She saw you talk.
Yeah, you contact Robson.
I'd like to call a meeting to order. I'll roll call if you would please, Michelle.
Evan,
Here.
Caledonia.
Here.
Canisius,
Here.
Geneseo, Groveland.
Here.
Lester.
Here.
Lima,
Here.
Livonia, Mount Morris,
Here.
North Dansville, Nunde.
Here.
Ashen.
Here.
Portage,
Here.
Sparta,
Here.
Springwater. Here. West Sparta.
Here.
York.
I'd like to ask Caledonia Supervisor Dan Geneseo if he has some questions.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have some meeting minutes for your consideration. Our last regular meeting, the 10th of January. Does anyone have any corrections they care to bring forward at this time? Hearing none, I look for a motion in a second, please.
Move Schuster.
Thank you. We have a motion in a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Abstract of claims being our next agenda item.
Mr. Chairman, I move this abstract of claims and ask for unanimous consent.
Thank you, Mr. Knapp. Are there any questions or concerns on abstract of claims? Hearing none. Okay, roll please, Michelle.
Evan,
Aye.
Caledonia.
Aye.
Canisius,
Aye.
Geneseo, Groveland.
Aye.
Lester.
Aye.
Lima.
Aye.
Livonia, Mount Morris,
Aye.
North Dansville, Nunde. Ashen. Portage,
Aye.
Sparta,
Aye.
Springwater. West Sparta. York. Ayes 3822, absent 1232, adopted.
We do have a request for privilege of the floor this afternoon.
Mr. Chairman, I request privileges of the floor for County Historian Howard Watson for Department of
Thank you, Mr. Bowman.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Mr. White, too. Good to see you. Otherwise, I think I know everybody here. So at the county historian's office this past year, it's coming up on my second year, and I thought it was quite a successful and smooth 2023. So wanted to come in and check in with all of you and let you know what we've been up to, and be happy to answer any questions about what we have done, what we do in general, what we're planning, all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's a smooth year except for, working on contracts. Thanks, Shannon. It's been going okay. Always learning. So I've got 3 signature projects I want to quickly go over. You've probably heard about several of them already, but it doesn't hurt to go over them again. So the first one was working on the county poorhouse cemeteries. So if you haven't seen these or been to them, there are 2 sites owned by the county in Geneseo. One of them is behind the 3 bricks on Millennium Drive where Strange Design and Oak Valley Inn are. That site is the older of the 2, dating back to about 1850. And then the newer one, started about 1907, is along Volunteer Road, so across from Wegmans, more or less. It's a little strip of land up there. Both of them have some markers to mark the people buried there, but it's obvious that there were a lot more people who don't have markers. So it's been a long-term project to learn more about both of those cemetery sites with the incredible records that we're lucky enough to have. But also we wanted to do more of a physical investigation of the site and finally got around to doing that this year. So we hired a ground penetrating radar operator. So this person had basically what looked like a push lawnmower and went around both of the sites to determine if there was any disturbance under the ground that might indicate a burial. In the end, the old site, it was just too old to really determine how many people had been buried there. There were areas of disturbance, but no specific locations could be really discovered. In the new cemetery along Volunteer Road, the operator was able to locate 75 graves that did not have a marker. So that is with the markers and the unmarked graves, it's a little over 100 burials were located. This was completely non-invasive, of course. We didn't dig anything. We just were locating where the disturbance showed to him and as an expert where someone may have been interred. So we had Central Services place these flat metal discs at all of the unmarked grave sites we were able to locate definitively. So again, that means that there probably are more burials than we could definitively locate, but we wanted to mark the ones we could find. So here, Bob Coletta is putting in a little arm day to drive these posts into the ground and mark those sites. So in addition to that, we had new signs put up at both cemeteries that just indicate that it's a cemetery, what the dates approximately are, kind of bring a little more dignity to the site, which is really, in the end, wanted to know more about the site and dignify the people who rest there, because they've been pretty much forgotten in a lot of other ways. So we felt that was important. So that was project number one. The other one that I thought was fun this year was in Allerens Park at Murray Hill. Some of you have been down there, I hope. A few years ago, Central Services put in 6 large kiosks that you could have a map in. There's a bench included in those kiosks, but they didn't really have a lot of things in them to look at yet. So we took that opportunity to design 6 interpretive signs, which talk about the park and Murray Hill. How it came to be, how it evolved over the years, all the way from the Haudenosaunee or Iroquois time, all the way to the present, where the county owns the property and has been improving and maintaining it. So take a walk around those paths that Central Services has been working on and check out those markers. We thought they would be something interesting for people to see, and people have a lot of questions when they're walking around up here. So or around Murray Hill, so it helps to just give them a little information about this spot. Finally, I got a grant from Rochester Regional Library Council this past spring, and we were able to digitize 57 items that were pictured there. So they cassette tapes, VHS tapes, even reel-to-reel audio tapes that we had no way to play back or listen to. They were just getting older and older, degrading. So we took that opportunity to have them digitized, and they've been made available online. So those include oral histories. So people from many of the towns actually across the county speaking about their reminiscences. A lot of these were recorded in the 1950s, and these people were elderly. So that puts them as being born in like the 1870s. So they really saw a lot during their lives, and it's cool to hear their voices preserved. So that was an exciting project, and New York Heritage is where those digital items are now residing, free for anyone to use and listen to or view. There's even a VHS tape of the Buffalo Bills playing the Livingston County Sheriff's Deputies Association, a basketball game. So it was neither groups it wasn't really their thing, so it was fun. It was a fundraiser. People enjoyed watching them play each other. So we have that preserved for all eternity as long as we can. Yeah, they did. Spoiler. Oh. So one of the major things that we do every day, every week, is respond to research requests from anyone. It could be the departments in the county or the public. A lot of those questions tend to be about family history research or property research, but I enjoy keeping a few numbers going over the years. So my charts go back to about 2014, in one case, 2016. So 2018 was a bit of a highlight as far as total research requests. That would include people coming into the office off the street just to ask a question, or someone calling or emailing us. But we've been creeping back up since COVID, which is exciting. So the past few years, I don't know why I don't have 2023 on that particular one. That's not supposed to happen. But we had 365 research requests online or by phone alone this year. That's a 22% increase over the last year, and it's our most ever by remote, like a virtual request. So basically, that's an undeniable trend that we've been seeing. It continues. People are expecting to find information online or be able to call or email. They're not able to travel from Louisiana and Colorado to come see if we have something. So basically, that just tells us our focus needs to be on continuing to make things accessible and to work on being really prompt and have excellent customer service, which we've been getting good reviews about. So I feel like that is going well. My dear Deputy Madeline Friedler handles a lot of these requests day to day now, which is really helpful. I'll pause here for questions if there's anything you've been wondering up to this point. Okay, good. So some of our online resources, getting to the, that focus of accessibility online, coming up on 2 years of a new records index, which is basically it's a collection of information that we have indexed from all kinds of record books, the census, maps, that sort of thing. And we increased that by quite a lot this year. We added 16,700 new records. And that is that's like obituaries and other ledger books. We have a volunteer at the moment, a new one who started this year, adding Civil War draft candidate names to our online records index. So this is something people can search for an ancestor's name or a business owner's name and find them in a record, and then they can contact us for more information. So this is one of our core features that we can offer the public, so people can access it day or night, and then follow up with us for more information if they're interested. So that's been gaining traction, and I'm very happy with the company we've chosen to work with on that. I did a bunch of presentations this year, developed some new presentations, which it's a good challenge for me. And I had fun presenting them around the county. Again, to the poorhouse, I created a brochure of basically background information about the poorhouse cemeteries and the poorhouse as an institution, who lived there and why, and gave those brochures out to the businesses located at Millennium Drive. Those have been really popular, and I've handed out over 900 this year to the businesses. So when anyone asks while they're having a beer at Strange Design, the harried staff can just hand them a brochure, and they can contact us for more. I also had a lot of fun with social media this year, and the numbers are hard to interpret perhaps, but basically we had some of the top engaging posts on the Livingston County Facebook page, which was kind of cool. People seemed to enjoy this one, particularly about the Geneseo oaks. So that was talking about the connection to the Seneca people who opened the landscape initially and started the tradition of having those big open oak trees in kind of a savanna setting. And that legacy has been carried on to the present day with the landowners. So that post did really, really well. And it was, I guess, as far as Sean was concerned, the highest performing post the Livingston County page has ever seen. So that was something to top. We'll see about that this coming year. But those posts do reach a lot of people. Sometimes it can be frustrating to see if they, how far they go or don't. But it is a great way to do some outreach. So coming up on this year, we really like to have a good handle on what we have in our office. Obviously, it's important to have a good inventory so that you can assist people, you can do your research efficiently. And we're looking to upgrade our content management system, meaning the system of storing our digital files as well as the information that goes with them. They're separate in two different places on our computers right now. So we will be working to find a good tool that will help us keep that information secure and moving on into the future so that we can access it easily. I would like to add, in the same kind of line of the Al Lorenz Park interpretive signage, like to add kiosks and interpretive signs to both poorhouse cemeteries. So it's sort of like those brochures that I mentioned, but it would be on site. So anyone visiting those spots would be able to learn a little more about why they're there, who might be buried there, and the history of the site. Also, I enjoyed doing a lot of programs last year, or ramping up my program repertoire, I should say. So I'm looking to continue developing some new programs that I can take around the county to various groups who may be interested, and presenting those, and bolstering up basically all of our information can be used as an educational resource for all age groups, and I want to continue working to bolster those. And I'll add a fourth goal. Just the other day, I learned that I did get the Rochester Regional Library Council grant again this year. So I will be this time focusing on newspapers, which is everyone's old favorite, for better or for worse, just because of the information in them. But they're currently available online to some extent, but not very well digitized. So I'm looking to redigitize all of our early newspapers, which would go back really to 1801, scattered to 1820s. And then up to about the 1930s. That's 77,000 pages or so. They're on microfilm right now, so I'm going to be contracting with a vendor to have those redigitized to archival standards and shared online in a place that's a little easier to search and hopefully will be a little more stable going into the future. So snuck another one in there, but all right, so that's all from me today. Do you have any questions about what we did this year, what's coming up?
No, the only thing I can say, it looks like a lot of great work put into this. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Nice job.
Thanks.
We do have 2 resolutions on the preferred agenda this afternoon.
Adopting revisions to the Livingston County purchasing policy. Approving the 2024 New York State legislative agenda.
Is there any discussion on either of these resolutions? Hearing none, I look for a motion in a second to bring it to a vote, please.
Westford. Westford, second.
Thank you. We have a motion in a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. If you would please the roll on these 2 yourself.
Avon.
Aye.
Caledonia.
Aye.
Canisius.
Aye.
Geneseo. Groveland.
Aye.
Lester.
Aye.
Lima.
Aye.
Livonia.
Aye.
Mount Morris.
Aye.
North Dansville. Nunde.
Aye.
Ashen.
Aye.
Portage.
Aye.
Sparta.
Aye.
Springwater. West Sparta.
Aye.
York. Ayes 3822, absent 1232, adopted.
We do have 3 resolutions that are going to require a separate vote.
Amending the 2024 Livingston County budget. Central services, there are 2, Department of Social Services, Highway, Information and Technology Services, Probation, and Sheriff's Office. There are now 2 instead of 3.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution and ask for unanimous consent.
Thank you, Mr. Knapp. Are there any questions or discussion on this resolution? Hearing none, the roll please, Michelle.
Avon.
Aye.
Caledonia.
Aye.
Canisius.
Aye.
Geneseo. Groveland.
Aye.
Lester.
Aye.
Lima.
Aye.
Livonia. Mount Morris.
Aye.
North Dansville. Nunde.
Aye.
Ashen.
Aye.
Portage.
Aye.
Sparta.
Aye.
Springwater. West Sparta.
Aye.
York. Ayes 3822, absent 1232, adopted. Amending a portion of resolution number 2024-19, establishing petty cash for various departments for 2024.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution and ask for unanimous consent.
Thank you, Mr. Knapp. Are there any questions or concerns on this amendment? Hearing none, the roll please, Michelle.
Avon.
Aye.
Caledonia.
Aye.
Canisius.
Aye.
Geneseo. Groveland.
Aye.
Lester.
Aye.
Lima.
Aye.
Livonia. Mount Morris.
Aye.
North Dansville. Nunde.
Aye.
Ashen.
Aye.
Portage.
Aye.
Sparta.
Aye.
Springwater. West Sparta.
Aye.
York. Ayes 3822, absent 1232, adopted. Authorizing blanket undertaking.
Mr. Chairman, I move this resolution and ask for unanimous consent.
Thank you, Mr. Knapp. Are there any questions or concerns on this resolution? Hearing none, the roll please, Michelle.
Avon.
Aye.
Caledonia.
Aye.
Canisius.
Aye.
Geneseo. Groveland. Lester.
Aye.
Lima.
Aye.
Livonia. Mount Morris.
Aye.
North Dansville. Nunde. Ashen.
Aye.
Portage.
Aye.
Sparta.
Aye.
Springwater. West Sparta.
Aye.
York. Ayes 3822, absent 1232, adopted.
Ian, do you have any dates for the board this afternoon?
Yeah, so the legislative agenda having been passed, the committee's wishes is to set up a meeting with the state reps to invite them here, kind of talk through some of the things that are on the county's legislative list of initiatives. That includes what you have in there, but also maybe some grants that we have out there, some projects that we're waiting on funding for. So we're looking to set that up. Stay tuned on that. In addition to that, I'll just do a brief version of this real quick. The committee also heard an update on the state budget report, which is the governor's executive budget. As the process goes, it's kind of round one. The governor has the executive budget authority, so they put out the first budget iteration. Then it's in the hands of the state legislature. They have the back and forth, and they have until the end of March to adopt a formal state budget. Just going over the very quick highlights. The overarching comment that I had was there's not a lot of hurt in the state budget that the governor produced for counties, but there's also not a lot of help, so it's kind of somewhere in between. We've had worse, and we probably had better as well. One of the items that was a highlight was the collection of sales tax on Airbnbs. So that's a new wrinkle. There was actually a question asked of me about the regular rate that they have to pay, which is through the treasurer's office for the lodging tax for the Airbnbs that we have presently, and that has increased exponentially the last couple of years. This would include the reversal to some rule that's out there that exempts them from sales tax. So that would help out the county. We'll get a nice little wrinkle to our existing sales tax situation. There was a change proposed on the in-rem tax foreclosure. Of course, we're kind of in a holding period with all things foreclosure on the county foreclosure process. I believe the latest iteration is the surplus, if there is a surplus, would have to be returned back to the property owner if there's a sale of a property at a public auction on a county foreclosure. There's also some references to the state's own budget and some struggles that they're having. For example, the 4-year deficit in the plan that the state produced is $15 billion, 15 with a B billion dollars. There's also some catch language in a lot of the grants, as I reported on, that to qualify for some funding from the Regional Development Council, from the New York Forward Program, DRI, Downtown Revitalization, you need to certify yourself as a pro-housing community, which there's some fine print on that, but generally means that you're trying to commit to about a 1%-ish growth in your housing stock annually. And it's kind of a roundabout way for the state to do something that they tried to do legislatively that they failed to do. So now they're trying to do it with the strings of a grant process. I talked to you about the in-rem foreclosure. The budget includes almost $2 billion, billion with a B, to support the migrant crisis, including shelter costs, social services, and settlement. ILS, which is our public defense money, was sustained and in part increased here and there. I just thought this was interesting. Medicaid is now, for the very first time statewide, over $100 billion. And as I've said before, there's probably now 25 states across America where the entire state budget is less than just the Medicaid budget of New York, which is kind of mind-boggling. It even makes Michelle catch her breath when I say that now. EMS reforms, there was some EMS reforms on that, as I reported on. We're sort of ahead of the curve on that, the county, with having to address that issue much, much earlier than many of these counties have had to address their issues. So I don't think we'll benefit greatly from that. There's up to 5 prisons that are slated to close across the state. We did have that in 2017. There's no notation of what those prisons will be, but we have another one that still exists. So very much we could lose that one as well, in theory. There's a sunsetting of the shared services initiative. We participate in that, so we're, I guess you could say we're against that because we're able to capitalize on some of those grants. The CHIPS in the Bridge New York was level set funding. We are still going to get $104,000 for the Dwyer program through veterans, so that was some good news. So in a nutshell, that's the state budget. It's just the initial, opening salvo. It remains to be seen what the back and forth is going to look like, but that's the short report on it. That's all I got.
Thank you. Any other business to come before the board this afternoon?
Move to adjourn from Geneseo?
Like it was first.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Meeting stands adjourned.